Hey everyone, we are back with some Prodigy Collective conversations. Today we're going to be talking about marketing as a way to get your awesome into the world. And each one of you have that awesome in you. We just need to get it out and for the world to know it. I would love to introduce Amanda. She is our marketing expert. And Amanda, what do you think about how can businesses use marketing to share their awesome with the world?
Well, I have lots of information on this topic. Like Meg said, my name is Amanda McKinney and I run AM Marketing. And so I typically work with female business owners in the health and wellness industry. And so I am always encouraging them to share their awesome. I may not use that term with them, but I love it. And I think I might start using that term because thank you, Meg, for bringing it up. It's so fun to think about sharing your awesome instead of sharing your story. But typically how I phrase it is really sharing the story. Because if you think about the businesses that you interact with and that you're curious about, maybe it's the name of the business or if it's a unique business, how they got started. And behind the how is usually a really cool story. And so when I start working with a client, that's one of the first things I ask. And through that, I'm able to experience their passion. And I also really get a sense of why they started that business. And so I always encourage them to share the story. How you can do that is simply on your about page, on your website, is the easiest way to do that. And most people, maybe most people know, I don't think that most people know because people don't dig into analytics like I do, but a lot of the time, the about page on a website is the second most popular on a website. Mm-hmm. So some people don't think to put a lot of content on there, and everyone knows videos are great, and that is a good place to put a video, but really thinking about how you can share that story and share it with your audience because they'll connect with you. And it's really exciting to do that. And so have you seen that much, Meg, of people? Do you visit about pages?
Oh, yes. I mean, that's usually the first thing that I go to because I'm like, who are these people? Even on LinkedIn and other social media platforms, like people want to know who you are. Can they trust you? Is there a connection? And that's why it's really important on that about page for it to be good and to tell your story, for you to be authentically you. And if you can't see your awesome, get someone like either one of us to help pull that out, and then go to Amanda and help her get it on that about page,
It's so true. And I love that you just brought that up, because if you can't see your own awesome, and that's so important, because in all honesty, when I'm sitting here and I think about, when I was starting AM marketing and creating my about page, I didn't see my own awesome. When you're creating a business, it's a lot of pressure and a lot of work, and you're focused on your product or your service. And you really tend to, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people tend to shy away from talking about themselves and seeing that awesome, and it takes someone else. So that's a very good point, Meg, and I want to make sure that everyone hears it maybe like 3 or 4 times during this conversation, that reaching out, even if it's to friends and family, and asking, what do I bring to your life? What is something that is unique to me? And sometimes it just takes that. And that's why so many clients end up working with me, because you need someone outside to help guide some of these things. And sharing your awesome is a perfect example, because I can ask a client to share their story and they'll tell me the story, and I essentially tell them what to put on their about page because they weren't comfortable writing it themselves, but they could share their story, and then I could take those nuggets and tell them, okay, here's what you put on the page. And it's easier when someone else tells you, that's a good story, you should tell it. So I definitely encourage everyone to do that for sure.
Yes, and the same goes with me with leadership coaching. It's the same thing. And a lot of the times, like, people just don't see those inner leadership qualities, and their story plays a role. It plays a role, and if you're launching a business, it plays a role, and if you're already in one and want to grow it, and that deep inner work is extremely important. And having someone from the outside help pull it out, can't go wrong.
You really
Yeah.
can't.
I mean, I've had it in my life, and I know that you have had it in your life too.
Oh yeah, business mentors, friends. I mean, really, it can come from anywhere. Obviously, if you hire a consultant, they'll be very brutally honest with you, and you might get a little bit of more tough love sometimes. But
But that's okay.
yeah,
It's actually what we need, to grow.
it's
So
so true. And then another thing that you touched on it a little bit when you said LinkedIn, but social media is huge. And you used the word authentic a minute ago, and I just want to just embrace that word even more, because that's the thing. So take myself for an example. I'm a marketing consultant, but how many marketing consultants are out there in the world? I don't even know, because there's so many I can't even count. But my clients work with me because they see my personality and what makes me different and what I can offer to them. And part of that is my story and my awesome, which I'm totally going to steal now. And it's because I share that, whether that be on my website or through social media. I will sometimes have a video call with someone who's followed me on social media for a while, and they say, I feel like I know you. And that to me is a huge compliment, because I try really, really hard to make social media feel like my personality is really, really there. It's really me, because the people that I want to work with, I want them to want to work with me and my personality. So sharing my awesome and my story on social media has been important, and I encourage clients to do the same, whether that be through the short bio that you get on all social media platforms or throughout your post. And video is clearly the winner here. And when you can think about sharing your awesome on video is wonderful. And just, you can take little nuggets from your story. So if you write this long story on your about page, take little nuggets, and those can be different social media posts, and your story can span longer if you don't share it all at one time.
that is the best advice that I have heard, and I'm like, I'm going to take some of that advice too. I feel the same way about social media. It is a way to put yourself out there and for people to know and love you and connect. And it's so great. So great. I have really loved talking with you.
Yes, this is so fun. I love it.
It is fun. So be sure to check out some of our other collective conversations. There's some great nuggets of information in those. And we would love to work with you. Like, we would love to be your people.
To help you. You're awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we would love that. We would love to help you launch. And that's how you can call and set up a free 15-minute discovery call with Jessica Kinsey, and you will love talking with her. But let us help you identify how we can help your business grow, identify that awesome, and get it out into the world.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to the next time.
All right. Bye, everyone.